G'day everyone, it's Chilli here from Live Listen Erased, and we are back for Side B of the 90s episode. Once again, I am joined by Doz.
Doz is back.
Doz is indeed
Hath
back.
returned.
He hath returned, everyone.
Like it was written in a book.
Indeed.
An old book. About a guy coming back from the dead.
Oh, that's an original concept. Has anyone ever written about that?
Yeah, but it was fiction. This is real life, man.
Ah, we have the evidence to back that up. I love it. So, what we have indeed is the 90s. We did Side A just
90s.
2 weeks ago. The 90s. So, we have Side A, which was 2 weeks ago. If you haven't listened to that episode, check it out now and then come back to this one as we discuss a few bands in that one. That was a hard list, Oz. That was a very nice.
Yeah. Well, you know, it could have been any of those three potentially.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's just it's like cutting off your limb to spite your face. That's an alternative name for this game. Cutting off your fucking limbs. It's like, do you cut your right arm off or your left arm off?
Yeah,
you get to use your left arm for one task quite regularly and your other arm
for
everything else.
Yeah, you're trapped under a boulder. Have you seen that movie 127 Hours?
No.
This game is like that, but in about a half an hour space.
Yeah, it's a lot harder than cutting your fucking arm off.
No, that's right.
Jesus.
It's about music, after all.
It's an offensive comparison.
How we get banned by the YouTube fans. Love us, like us, and don't forget to subscribe. So
if we're still around, if we haven't been banned, I'm sure there's some alternative sort of, like there's some underground shit that's that's 8H. We'll be on 8. We'll see you on 8.
We'll be on Newgrounds.
Well, I don't even know what that is, but it's
For anyone who was born more than 15 years ago, you'd know exactly what that one was. That was before YouTube.
Well, one thing I was thinking, Chilli, as I was pondering, since our last foray into the 90s was about how it was very rock dominated, but the 90s wasn't just about rock, was it?
No, there was a massive movement around that time with other genres.
Oh man, I got to tell you, like Biggie, for example. I mean, like I could have put Ready to Die on that list, it would have thrown a curveball. So
that would have been a huge.
You live and learn. But I mean, like, come on, think about that sort of the gains that were made in that sort of music. And what about Boards of Canada? They could have been on that list.
Indeed.
They might be on the coming list.
Might be.
They were not, but they were.
They weren't. No, I don't know. Yeah, they weren't on the last list.
One thing we should really clarify is we definitely have no advanced knowledge of these lists. We have nothing to. This is all sprung on us.
Yes.
Like a fucking like a beast in the night.
Definitely.
But it's a daytime though. It's pretty early in the morning.
For those who are outside the knowledge, basically, Live Listen Erased, we select 3 bands. Someone comes up with a list. In this case, my list is for today. Doz doesn't know what the list is. All right?
What's on the list?
The list is going to be an interesting one.
It's
going to be a hard one for you. If you don't know the rules, we have an episode out that describes them in under a minute. Quickly click on there as well and just see how you can get across those rules. So, Doz, like we were talking about in the last episode, there was a bit of a stretch in regards to some of the artists that could be counted for the 90s.
Yeah, that's right. It seems like a lot of, those sort of, those really great 90s bands were sort of either kept striding through the 2000s. We gave the example of Queens of Stone Age.
Correct.
Or sort of, peaked, or not peaked, but certainly had a run up in the 80s. Like
Definitely.
Pixies.
Definitely.
For example. So, I mean, like, how do you define it? We decided. Correct. It's almost like it's the vibe. The vibe. The thing. I mean, if you think about a band.
The vibe. Doz doesn't know about it, but I'll throw the video in there. Don't worry, go on.
Okay, well there you go. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. And I still don't know what it is. And but it's the vibe of the thing. I mean, if you cast your mind to a band and you associate them with the 90s, that's good enough for us.
That's pretty much
so
how we.
If you're doing your own, then I mean they're the fucking rules. And if you get that wrong, then there's going to be serious problems.
Exactly.
You can't fuck with the rules. Like you got to play within the rules.
That's right. Now we've just put a self-imposed 90s genre. You can do this with any band, really. We've just said the 90s for this.
Yeah, you don't have to have a theme, but you mean other themes might include 60s. If you want to be really original.
Correct.
Yeah.
Or maybe a genre of music.
Yeah.
disco. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. If you're into that sort of
Good
thing.
old Bee Gees, yeah.
Yeah, well, no, ABBA. Come
Yeah.
on, I don't want to. I don't want to talk about guilty pleasures.
That's the 2 out of 2.
Guilty pleasures. There you go. That's one.
Oh, okay. That could be a list for later.
Well, yeah, but how are we going to? How do you list? How do I know you're guilty? That's the thing, though. You've got to kind of know.
If we did disco, I think we both had the same list because we'd only listed probably about the same bands.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, well, you never know. You got to do the game to figure it out.
Exactly. And of course, we'll get through these and we'll have different episodes with different genres and different everything, really.
Yeah. Whatever. It's just the world's your musical oyster.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, the list that I have for you today, Doz.
And as you know, if you saw side A, you saw and heard. Now that
Yes. Now we're in videos
our repulsive image is projected onto the screens of poor hapless victims. This is going to without saying anything else, because I don't want to. I'm already going to shit my dacks about the list. I've been nervous about it for a while. There's some my favorite bands, save for the Beatles, probably from this era of music, Chilli. So this is going to be fucking hard for me, and I'm just want to get it over with. No, I don't want to get it over with.
Not over with.
I want to know. I want to know.
off.
Yeah, I want to know. The apprehension is
Now,
probably tearing me apart.
Like Dales was saying, anyone who knows him would know his favourite band, and of course, he would know that, of course, this was coming. He doesn't know what would be...
What's going to be stacked up against it. Yeah.
He would assume what one of the bands is, and it would be correct. Nirvana is one of them. All right? Now, he doesn't know the other two bands, and here we go.
So Nirvana's one, yeah.
Nirvana is one. Oasis.
Ooh, nice.
And the Pixies.
Oh, the Pixies. Oh, so that was unintended.
That was, yeah. When he said it just earlier, I was like, oh.
All right. Yeah, so this is a hard
guess,
one.
Though,
yeah.
That was the one that I was thinking about, where that was a band that started in the 80s.
Yeah, okay.
We're pretty consistent in the 80s. But
well, Nirvana stayed in the 80s.
Yeah, true.
They had one of the greatest songs of all time, About a Girl, was written in the 80s and recorded and released in the 80s.
But to me, when I look at the Pixies, I think of them as a 90s.
Well, Doolittle is the Pixies, in my opinion. Humble opinion.
Where Is My Mind and stuff like that.
Oh, Where Is My Mind is from Surfer Rosa. Which is in the 80s.
Sorry, 80s.
But I know, actually, Doolittle's 89. Yeah. This is an 80s band, Chilli.
Pretty much an 80s band. But I'm thinking of, like, the Fight Club, where the soundtrack
really
became famous.
I think that the Pixies are so 90s adjacent that, they're 90s band for all intents and purposes. I mean, but, like, obviously, Bossa Nova was in the 90s.
Yeah.
And they, they really came to popular attention in the 90s because of Jesus Christ, aka Kurt Cobain. But yeah, so we'll admit that. We'll admit Pixies for the 90s, unfortunately, because it makes the list fucking hard. So, all right, let's do it. Oasis.
Starting with Oasis.
Man, Oasis, man, like, fuck. I mean, like, the lyrics are shit. Like, I'm going to start with that. All right. But
yeah, okay, fair.
But they're so dope, man. Like, fuck.
The balls on those guys when they were just doing it, like, saying that the Beatles ripped them off and stuff like that.
Noel Gallagher is one of the funniest fucking guys in music. He's so funny.
God, he's great. Yeah. The charisma on that guy.
Yeah, I know. And not to mention his brother, who's actually got Liam, of course, who's got a pretty respectable solo album at the moment, and some touring behind it. He's really kind of coming into his own, Liam. I think he's got a good band behind him who he writes with, and he's doing some really cool shit.
There was also, just to cut you off a bit, but Oasis did release a new live album recently.
Yeah.
I think that was during their heyday from, I think, 96 odd or something like that. Massive live concert. So there's also, I mean, Jesus, there was so many people in that concert.
Ridiculous. They were so crazy fucking popular. The first album, fucking definitely. Which is it still the highest selling debut album of all time?
I don't know, but I believe it. It was an incredible.
It's good. I mean, these are the guys like, Noel is the self-appointed, or self-anointed, sort of leader of the band. Not the lead singer, which I think was the right decision. Because I think Liam sort of just brings something else that no one else could ever bring to a band, because he's so unique. I mean, he sounds exactly like the Stone Roses. but he's just got something else. I mean, the guy is he's a fucking menace, but he's vocally he's just so incredible. And look, Noel was he joined the band. Liam asked him to join, I think, probably because his own band wasn't sort of, hitting the mark, or, doing his, sort of they needed a bit of, sort of like the push to go a bit better. And probably, I imagine at this point, Noel's songwriting and singing chops were probably fucking well known to the local Manchester fucking hooligans that they used to roll with. And so, Noel said, I'll join the band, but I'm fucking writing all the songs, which I imagine was probably a very wise decision. And so he was working at a factory, young bloke, what is it, probably no older than, 20s, 20.
19 or 20 or
yeah,
something?
Young and just full of, young, dumb, full of calm.
Yeah, young, dumb, full of calm and rum.
Yeah, well, probably, but, then the rest. But fucking then just, to come out with it, like, just out of the gates of that fucking, that record was just insanely good. Just that, it's that youthful exuberance, and it standed in such contrast to, like, say, Nirvana, because that was a sort of, obviously the grunge movement was
a stark
very
comparison, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a lot of focus on the the sort of introspection and the maladies of life, but then you get Oasis who come out with this fucking being a rock star and going out getting fucked and just having a sick time. I'm a rock and roll star.
Yeah,
tonight.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then there's like also
Who
some.
the hell doesn't want to be a rock star, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So that's it. I think their first album's their best. Second album obviously is What's the Story, Morning Glory, which has some like Roll With It, which is probably my favorite Oasis song.
Roll With It is a great track. I love Champagne Supernova.
Yeah, well, who doesn't?
Great closing track.
Yeah, I know, amazing song. But I mean, for me, I just like, interestingly, like, I mean, if you read about the recording of Definitely Maybe, it was, I mean, like it sounded like shit until they just did shitloads of layers and then just
they added it.
Yeah,
because they had to do that for the guitar parts.
And all of it, the drums and everything. Like, I mean, it just didn't sound right. They sounded dope live, but they just couldn't recapture it in the studio, and it just wasn't gelling. And then they managed to do it. There's a shitload of guitars on that, but who cares? Like, it sounds so good.
It makes it work at the end of the day.
Yeah, I know, exactly. And so I think when you come to the second album, it's a lot more produced, and there's a lot. It's for me the reason for me, I think the songwriting arguably better, probably not better, but like. It's more refined. Like,
it was a polished and
polished in the sense of the songwriting. It's a little less sort of
even
choppy.
at production levels. As
well.
well.
I was turning to the production. I mean, I guess on the first album it's a bit more like sort of less defined in terms of the structures of the songs and and a bit less focused. I think it's a word.
That's it.
In the second album, it's really tight. I mean, like the songwriting is just cleaned up a lot. And when you think that these albums came out 2 years apart or something, 1 year apart, it's incredible. But to me, that the production it's too processed.
Okay, yeah, it's just a bit much.
Yeah, and for when you think Oasis are just scruff is like ultimately when you get down to it. I mean, I don't think they were defined it like this, but when they were just scruffy, like hooligans from Manchester.
Yeah,
I mean, like, and I think I would have thought the closest they came to capturing their early sound would have come on Definitely Maybe, but even that, wasn't quite as didn't capture apparently for the lucky cunts who used to hear them, when they played every night.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me that's a bit lost on the second album. But the songs are incredible. Like Roll With It, it's really great. Like you Don't Look Back in Anger. Yeah.
Do without hearing Wonderwall though.
No. I've had enough. Yeah, I've been to way too many parties where way too many, guys.
Can you play Wonderwall?
Way too many guys like me are playing Wonderwall. No.
There's always that person shouting at them. You play guitar, someone's going to shout out, "Can you play Wonderwall?" It's
like in the title track. What's the story?
Yeah.
All your dreams are made. Yeah. Anyway, great song. Sort of people reckon that they sort of I think they probably got they did a few too many packets of coke, and in the the third album was Be Here Now, which I listened to 3 days ago. It's okay. I mean, it's just kind of, they sound a bit exhausted, which who can blame them?
That's what I've heard. About
uninterested,
that
and it's Liam particularly just sort of sounds like he doesn't quite want to be there.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp, the
Johnny Depp was on it.
makes it. He makes an appearance on the track Fade In Out.
Okay, Fade In Out. Yep.
Fade In Out. Yeah, so
Fade
in
out.
yeah,
Like
in
7
dash
words.
out. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Which is a pretty cool song. He plays slide guitar.
Ooh,
It
he
is-
does do a good. He does a mean guitar. Johnny Depp does.
Yeah, he does a lot of other things that are mean too, allegedly. But in any event, I think that probably covers it off for Oasis. I mean, not really. I mean, I think that Be Here Now is. Sorry, not Be Here Now. Don't Believe the Truth is pretty awesome.
Don't believe the truth. That was the. Is that the one with skyscrapers on the front of it? I'm trying
No,
to
that's
think of
Standing on the
cover.
Shoulder of Giants.
Ah,
Standing on
of
the Shoulders of
course.
Giants, which actually I think there's got some
no,
really
it's-
good songs on it.
Is it the one with the pool on the front?
The Pool with all the shit in it.
Yeah.
That's Be Here Now.
That's Be Here Now.
It's the black and white one.
Oh,
It's
yes.
Don't Believe the Truth. It's
Yeah,
kind
I
of
do-
like
I
a
do know
fish
that one,
fish eye lens.
Fish Eye Lens. That's the one.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's got
Couldn't
it's
picture it
got
in my mind.
Lila on it.
Oh,
It's a bit of a return to form.
yeah, I don't think I've given too much time for that.
Yeah,
It's for me.
the importance
Oasis-
of being idle, which is the same song as well, it's just a John Lennon, sort of like mirror image song. No one knew it was good, but it sounds good. It's a fun song. But
It's
yeah,
fun to listen to.
yeah, yeah. I mean, but there's they have some such just amazing songs. But yeah, for me, the lyrics let it down. But I mean, there's got so much going for them, and this, the melody, like Noel Gallagher's melody writing is fucking, out of this world.
Yeah.
And he's got a great
level.
voice. So that's Oasis. That's only the first one.
We are one down, everyone.
Far out.
So we have the Pixies and Nirvana, of course, as the other selections on this list. Which one would you want to go with next?
Oh man, the band that needs no introduction, Pixies.
Yes.
Yeah,
Pixies,
look,
everyone.
what can be said? What can I say about the Pixies? That hasn't been said before. They're fucking awesome.
Now, they're an interesting band. They're definitely a high influence for the other
Everything.
one. Yeah, a lot of things actually.
I mean, if you listen to Doolittle, which is the best, one of the best albums I think ever recorded.
Yes. Okay.
It doesn't sound like it was. It just sounds timeless. It's a timeless.
It is. It when you find out about when it was recorded and stuff like that, it's an incredible album. It's such an amazing thing, and you know what? I love even Frank Black's solo career.
I actually never listened to it.
Really. Wow.
I
Okay.
don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you.
I guess I don't know if I can. Weirdly.
It might burst a bit of a bubble, I guess. I've heard he's an absolute twat.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah. Well, no disrespect. I wouldn't. That wouldn't surprise me. I've seen
bit
him
like a
live.
Billy Corgan or something.
Yeah, I've seen him live.
Yes, okay. You have seen them live.
They played Doolittle in its entirety.
Oh, how was it?
How do you fucking think? It was fucking
True.
awesome.
It was
However,
incredible.
that Frank Black was not a. He's not a.
People person.
Yeah, he's not a. He's not a. Yeah, well, he's not a guy, a frontman who sort of engages with the crowd. That way in. I don't know if that's true of all his concerts, but he still was there, kind of like he had a job to do, and he did it, and he fucking killed it. But Kim Deal was the real sort of standout of that night, which is standout for many other reasons because she's amazing. But they were, God, it was so tight. I mean, it was literally just like listen to the record. It was a bit with an energy. It was amazing. It was almost like a dream. Hard to believe. It's hard to believe. I've sometimes had to pinch myself to understand the fact that I've seen Pixies. I've been in the same room with within meters of Frank Black and Kim Deal and Joey. Sorry.
It's all right. We'll forgive you. But no, I'm jealous of you. I can't remember why I didn't go to that concert. But
I know. It was a weeknight. It was a inconveniently placed weeknight. Not that it stopped us.
reason, maybe.
Not that that stopped us.
I never did. Typically in the past, but no, this is a band that definitely had a great career. Even their solo career. I love Frank Black's solo career. His early albums anyway. I couldn't tell you much from his recent shit, but Los Angeles, I think, was the track that's coming to mind. That was in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, one of them, and that was like the thing that got me into his solo career anyway. I'm like, oh fuck, this is a great track. Who's it from? Frank Black. Oh, Frank Black? Yeah, right, okay. Checked out the album, bought it like the next day, and I did not regret it.
Nice. Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear.
Great purchase.
Yeah, I mean, he's an incredible songwriter. It's just really just understated in the simplicity of it all. But like the lyrics are just inspired by that, weird avant-garde shit. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, it's the reason, I went and watched Eraserhead, which is like basically just a Pixies song set to motion. It's David Lynch's first movie.
Oh, okay. David Lynch's first movie.
It's just basically a Pixie song to me. It's weird, impressionistic stuff. It's great.
Yeah, okay.
But it's so accessible and immediate, and like just fast and furious, and just melodic and
perfect setting for like the sounds like for the film itself as well.
Well, the film was from the 70s. Frank was massively into it when he was in college. And it deeply inspired his lyric, the way that he wrote it, the way that he presented his lyrics.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, but without Pixies, like, there wouldn't be probably any other band on either of our lists.
To a degree, yes, I would agree with that. There may be one or two other bands that would probably have influenced this genre, but yeah, you're not.
Oh yeah, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess as well, it's weird with the Pixies. Weird. I mean, they were probably obviously they had a firm following and they were known by lots of people, but it wasn't until the other band on this list is yet to be mentioned, like sort of burst into the mainstream and that brought them along.
Yes.
But I mean, you can hear like, I mean, the structure of say Gigantic is Smells Like Teen Spirit. It's exactly the same structure, like that Loud, Quiet, Loud is Radiohead's first song. Radiohead are hugely into Pixies. I mean, who isn't?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, they're particularly Pablo Honey stuff, like, not far and away their least impressive effort. But Creep is gigantic.
Yeah, okay.
In terms of its structure, it is. It's just Loud, Quiet, Loud, and it's where you can thank the Pixies for that.
Yeah,
they're just got one of those just bands that are just so distinct, just come out of nowhere. Like the Beatles of our time.
Definitely, there was a band. Here is a style on how we're going to make it a template, almost.
It wasn't an anti-rock star though, as well. Like, he's just a nerd. Really, Frank. Yeah. I mean, Frank Black. He's not. He didn't. Well, I mean, obviously the touring was a massive grind. But by all accounts, doesn't sound like he lived a, fucking huge, Nicky Sticks sort of, bullshit sort of, hair glam rock style lifestyle.
Yep.
Unlike the Gallaghers. As far as I'm aware, Frank Black hasn't been banned from flying Cathay Pacific.
Were they banned from flying Cathay Pacific?
Oh, Liam Gallagher is banned from life from Cathay Pacific.
What the fuck did he do?
Oh, he got cunted on a flight, and he went ballistic at everyone on it.
Holy shit!
On a flight from Japan to Australia, I think it was.
Oh wow!
Well, yeah. Well, I think on a flight to Australia, he got absolutely wrecked and just made an absolute ruckus, and he got banned from flying Cathay Pacific.
See, at least when Australians do it, we do it under the radar to a degree, like Michael Boone, for example.
Funny story, actually. Yeah, I flew once to Hong Kong on Philippine Airlines. And we the only route that Philippine Airlines does not allow you to drink on is any route to Australia.
Fuck. Okay.
And I think I can think of why. I just think everyone
okay,
piss
I got why.
Because they're fucking piss pots. So we
amount of piss heads. George Christensen, I personally blame you.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think there's a kind of an affinity with that, like, working class, sort of rough and tumble with the Oasis that actually I think rarely resonates in Australia. Like, I think
you're right there.
I know that Liam Gallagher his shows in Australia, recent shows in Australia, sold out in like in a second. Like yeah, it was impossible to get a ticket.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I just think there's a lot of like Australian sort of like that sort of the larrikin stuff. Really,
Yeah, 100%, man.
Really
we can
just
associate with that type
yeah.
of stuff.
Well, I mean, we imported a culture from working class England, so it makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Pixies. I don't know. I don't know if I can. Me speaking about Pixies can really do them justice. Everybody who's listening to this would surely know them. If you don't, you've got to check them out. You have to. I mean, it'd be injustice to your ears not to do it. So
Give them a listen now, right?
Yeah, I personally recommend Doolittle, but Surfer Rosa is
still an equally
if you the production on that album is so great. It's just actually it sounds exactly like In Utero of the best band of all time, Nirvana. Who's the other band, of course.
Well, perfect segue.
On Chilli's fucked up list. I don't know what can be said about Nirvana.
Can be said that hasn't been said before. I mean, there's so little probably, but
there is nothing I could say that I haven't thought before, which is literally a lyric from the first song off In Utero, which is Seven Servants.
There we go. See, this guy's a Nirvana freak.
I can't.
Now, I have to say probably a few things.
I'm in the top like 0.001% of Nirvana listeners on Spotify.
Does it actually go down to that percentage?
Probably. Maybe that might be an embellishment. No, I'm in the top 1%.
The top echelon. Here we are, everybody. There we go. Top echelon Nirvana's listeners.
Yeah.
Now, this is, keep in mind, a person who would listen to MTV Unplugged pretty much every night if he could, and just sit there with the guitar and play the tracks.
And I even have a smoke at the same time Kurt Cobain did.
He could probably tell you.
But that's throughout the day I was listening to Nevermind and In Utero.
Yeah.
And then at night I'd wind down with a bit of MTV Unplugged.
Because that's how it's done.
Yeah, of course.
I did originally have a quiz for you.
Let's do the quiz.
So
wait, come on, I don't want to sit here and wax lyrical about how fucking amazing Nirvana are, because everybody knows that.
I did have a quiz. I had it written down, and it was open-ended questions. I lost that before we started recording, but I do know one question that will be very difficult. Now, I've just looked up an online one here.
Okay.
So we'll go
hit me with it.
Go with this, right?
Okay, so this is like one of a top 1% Nirvana fan. Mm-hmm. This is a quiz to me, Doz, one in that context, because look, this is a bit different now on Love This and Raise. We don't usually do this sort of this. I like this.
Yeah,
this is fun.
This is a new one.
Because honestly, no one wants to hear me talk about how fucking sick Kurt Cobain is.
I think everyone's heard Nirvana a lot, so I thought I'd just mix it up.
All you need to know is that they're like nothing else, and it completely changed my life forever.
Never mind, changed the music scene forever.
Well, it changed me for it's just the personal connection that I have, and like so many others have with Nirvana. It's untouchable. Please, what is this question?
Now,
if I get it wrong, I'm gonna fucking so embarrassed.
You are just gonna have to die in shame.
Yeah, I know.
Before Dave Grohl, how many drummers were there in the band?
Chad Channing. There was one.
There's a multiple choice.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it's a multiple choice.
I won't tell you that. Let's see if we can get it right. It's number-wise, that's all.
I know Chad Channing was in it, and another bloke. There's at least two. What's a multiple choice? See, this is the thing. I'm really sort of I'm a bit cold on Bleach in terms of their overall work. So I tend to. Having said that, though. Yes, I am a bit cold. Like, Bleach is definitely not my favourite album of Nirvana's. Like, I don't know what my favourite album is. It's probably Nevermind, but then tomorrow it might be In Utero.
It's one of those ones that could change.
Yeah, but then sometimes you listen to Incesticide and you think that Dive is fucking one of their best songs, which Courtney Love was, as it says too, she's a sick bitch. Yeah, but it makes you realise how Aneurysm, and which Butch Vig says it was a mistake leaving Aneurysm off Nevermind. Imagine how complete Nevermind would be with Aneurysm on it.
Okay, I never really thought about it that way. I'd have to listen to it, but
anyway,
the options are going to be 2, 4, or 5.
4.
You're going to go with 4.
I might be wrong. This is like we're in the middle of an election campaign. This feels like I'm Albanese, and you're asking me about my disability plan. Okay,
There were 5.
Okay, well then fuck
But
you.
to be honest, that probably included the most obscure drummer that started with them back in the heyday or whatever.
Well, maybe the quiz is wrong.
Maybe it's wrong, actually. We'll have to do a fact
Ask me a
check,
real
everyone.
question. Not a gotcha. That's a gotcha
it's a
question.
gotcha
I
question.
object to that
Everyone
question.
heard
You're gonna edit that fucking
They
shit out.
struggled to find talented and stable drummers. Yeah, I do remember. I do recall actually Dave Grohl talking a story about how when he got the gig as the drummer, he was down at a laundromat, and then this guy came in, and it was one of the ex-drummers from Nirvana.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, hey, I heard that you were the new drummer. Congratulations on the gig." And this is probably just before Nevermind, right? And
Well, they recorded or
I think they were recording it just at
yeah,
the
well,
stage.
yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, congratulations on the gig. Hey, by the way, I'm going to go into this I'm going to go into this dryer. Can you just put some quarters in there?" That's literally how he met like one of the drummers.
That's
he took
crazy.
over from.
Sweet. Yeah, it's a small world, a small scene up there apparently.
Man, yeah. What song was originally supposed to have an animated music video?
Oof, I don't know that.
Polly, Lithium, I Hate Myself and I Want to Die. Sorry.
Lithium.
Correct.
Well, the reason for that is obviously it's just a montage of live footage.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way in hell that Geffen Records would have released "I Hate Myself and Want to Die" as a single.
No.
It's not a single. There's
And
no way
Polly
the
as
band.
well. You can't release.
Polly's one of my favourite songs.
I know it's a great song, but to release it as
It's
a
probably a bit
single,
too. Yeah, it's very poppy.
It's
It's very melodic. It's like a nursery rhyme. It's dark as fuck though. But
Yeah, horrendously
there's heaps of
dark.
songs that are dark as fuck. That are singles.
Yeah, true.
Uh,
This next one's
yeah,
easy.
but no, I don't know. There's no way the band would have released "I Hate Myself, Want to Die" as a single either. I mean, they, like Kurt was, he obviously like rejected a lot of that, fame and mainstream, mindset, but he was a smart guy and he wanted people to listen to his shit. And like, if you wanted people to listen to this stuff, you don't release "I Hate Myself, Want to Die."
No.
Like you showcase your pop sensibilities, which is why they released the singles that they did, like "Spontaneous Spirit," "In Bloom," "Come As You Are," and
definitely.
"Lithium."
Oh, that was the other one. I'll go back to Come As You Are later, but what was Kurt Cobain's job after he dropped out of high school?
He was a high school janitor, wasn't he?
Even I know that one.
Yeah.
He was a janitor indeed. Okay. Yeah, there was I think it was a janitor for his school that he was in.
Maybe.
Yeah, his own school. Sorry, that was
Yeah.
That was a question, wasn't it? After he dropped out of high school.
Yeah.
I think it was his own school, but I can't remember.
Yeah, mate, it might have been. Yeah, well, there probably wasn't a lot out there in Aberdeen.
No, not
Probably only
one.
one school.
With which rock icon did Cobain publicly clash? I could answer that.
Axl Rose.
Yep.
Who hasn't clashed with Axl Rose?
George Harrison was one of the answers here. It's like, fuck off.
How
Nick Cave as well.
Okay.
Nick Cave was he's a combative person, of course, but
Yeah, a funny quote from Nick Cave I saw the other day. He said, every time have you heard this one? Every time I heard the radio, I turn the radio on and there's this, and there's some, I say, what the fuck is this? It's shit. And it's always the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
he is brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got his opinions, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Which major label first signed the band? DGC Records, Sub Pop Records, or Sony Music?
Well, that's bullshit because what's a major label? I don't know. I look, the answer's Geffen, but it's at the time Sub Pop I wouldn't call a major label. They probably are now because of Nirvana.
Yeah.
But is the purported answer Sub Pop?
I
mean, the answer's Geffen. That was when they moved to a major label.
Yeah, well, what was it?
But having
Sub
said that,
Pop
I mean,
was
I
the
think
first one, wasn't it? But
they released Bleach. Yeah.
Sub Pop was not. I wouldn't even call them huge.
Yeah, no, they're not. They were an indie. Yeah, they were an indie band, but outfit. I'm pretty sure they got a lot. They were a lot bigger though. One in the early '90s.
Yeah,
They got
it's probably
bought out by.
because of Nirvana.
That is. That's what I'm saying. It is. It is.
Yeah.
Well, they were sort of got a reputation for signing getting raw talent, and also as well.
I would have said Sony here probably because
They were never signed to Sony.
Oh, sorry, DC.
It's Geffen.
Geffen.
David Geffen Company is DGC.
Oh, right.
But Sub Pop still own the rights, I'm pretty sure, to distribute the Bleach stuff.
Fair enough. So, what do you want to go with, DGC or Sub Pop then?
Geffen.
Okay, I'd probably say that should be right. if it's... Fuck off.
Oh, does it say Sub Pop?
It says Sub Pop.
Well, I've given you reasons why that's wrong.
Correct.
So fuck this
there we
quiz.
Go. So we disagree with that answer there. Oh, shit.
Well, this is the top 1%. You can't argue with me.
Exactly.
I'm right. Whatever I say is right there because I am in the 1%.
I am the 1%, everyone.
Jeez. Oh, yeah. I'm definitely not.
How much did the band spend to record its first album?
$600. Or is it 800? $600 to $800.
All right. Yeah. There's 12,000, 8,000, and 600.
Yeah, 600. Yeah. So I was right.
Yeah.
Nice.
600.
Yeah.
Back in that day, I guess that's a fair...
No, not really.
Not huge amounts, but...
Yeah.
The video for In Bloom is set in which city? San Francisco, Seattle, or New York?
Well, there's two videos for In Bloom.
Ooh.
There's the Sub Pop In Bloom.
Okay.
And there's the one that the most better known one, which is the when they're playing. It's a mock up of a 50s sort of band going on, and that which is not set in a city at all. So obviously that's they're talking about the Sub Pop one. I think it was when they're in New York.
Okay. New York, you reckon then?
Well, the options, or it could be San Francisco,
San Fran, or Seattle were the options.
Oh, look, they could all be right. I'm just going to go with New York because I think they recorded it when they were on tour around America. So that's what would make me say it wasn't Seattle, but I could be wrong.
All right, here we go. New York is correct.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Shows the band playing in New York. Play music.
And just goofing off. Yeah, they goofed off. It was a good time actually. It's a good time for the band. They were sort of getting recognised for their amazing work on Bleach and Kurt. When they did actually, then they toured Europe for the first time. He didn't drink or do drugs for about a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm just quickly going over this. There's a buttload of more questions, but we'll just do.
Let's do one more. Wait, have a think about it, Chilli, because let's make it a real head scratcher.
That's right. There was one here. I was trying to think of the one that I originally had for you, and it might have been. I don't know if you'll get this one. This is going to be pretty far-fetched, and I'd even have to fact-check myself. But
you're going to ask me a question you don't even know the answer to.
No. I remember reading up on it. I remember this one.
All right.
This is going to be my question to you. All right, in regards to it. Now, Kurt Cobain reportedly met Courtney Love at which concert? Do you know the band of the one that they met? That's going to be a difficult one for you there.
It is, because I don't know the answer off the top of my head. I'm trying to
think around that time and figure out one. He's thinking about okay, what?
You can give me a bit of a clue. Is it like a Riot Girl, like sort of, or is it something a bit more well known? Well, it's something a bit more. When I say well known, I mean well known to the masses.
I wouldn't call them well known. No.
Okay.
No, I would not. But
well, a bit more of clues.
Okay. Shit. No, I should be able to say they're an all-female rock.
Yeah, I know. See, they were right there in the Riot Girl movement. Mm-hmm. Okay. The Slits.
No.
Okay.
I'll give you some. You get more. You get two more options though, or chances. Sorry, I should say. So not the Slits. I'm trying to think of another clue to give you. It says they were signed to Sub Pop for a time.
That helps.
Like everything.
Yeah, I know.
That time.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this.
I don't think you will.
No.
This is a very difficult question.
Yeah, it's. I know. I can picture. I know sort of what you're talking about, but I just can't remember the name, unfortunately, which is unfortunate. No, and it's not, and I have no disrespect, but it's such a
it's a bit of a niche band.
Yeah,
really.
Well, it's not necessarily about the fact that the niche bands, a niche. I mean, I know that that Grohl set them up, and everyone knows that. But yeah, no, I'm sorry, and I must. This is why I'm not in the 100%. I'm in the 99%. Anyway, who is it?
The band was reportedly L7.
No way. I'll say there were. So it was someone well known. For the masses.
For the masses, yeah. I mean,
Interesting.
this is a band I wasn't extremely familiar with. But
Right. I like L7. They're sick.
yeah. So apparently they met at an L7
Right.
concert. I'd have to fact check and point above me and it would say if I'm correct or not. But apparently they met
I reckon
at
you were
an
fucking
L7
wrong, Chilli.
fucking
I reckon you're
I'm
making
right.
that up.
I'm
I reckon
right.
it's the Slits.
You reckon it's the Slits? No, it could have been. Maybe they're
I
both
don't
at
know.
the same concert.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Oh, hell, I was even at the concert.
You were at the concert. But no, apparently it was at an L7 concert that
Cool.
Courtney Love and Kurt Cobain first met.
Nice.
So,
Cool.
Interesting
Yeah,
one.
nice. All right.
now, we have discussed Nirvana. Well, we've discussed questions about Nirvana. Well, I think there's too much we can say that hasn't been said.
I defer to everything I've ever said in my life about Nirvana, which was like, painful to my friends and family and my loved ones. They're sick of it.
Honestly, it's the most influential band of the 90s, so we knew that was
Of
gonna
all
be on the
time.
list.
Yeah, I mean, like they're second to me. They're second to the Beatles, and so there's no point in me. I mean, it'd be like if I'd been talking about the Beatles, people would just be pissed off because, like, some dude like me talking about the Beatles. Everyone fucking loves the Beatles. Everyone loves Nirvana.
You know what? It's
They
funny.
should love Nirvana.
They should.
Okay, let's just do one more. Not a quiz. Well, in a way, it is. What's your favorite Nirvana song?
That was actually the other question I was going to ask.
Yeah, well, good.
Okay, now you reminded me
Well,
of that.
Chilli, what's your favorite Nirvana song?
See, do I go mainstream? I mean, like, Smells Like Teen Spirit is a song I've heard a billion times, but I still love it.
I can listen to that song, like, weirdly. I can listen to... It's not my favorite. No, by far, it's not my favorite. But it's fucking amazing. But
Yeah.
I can listen to that song ad nauseum, and I still don't get sick of it. You got to listen to the Devonshire mixes.
mix.
Yeah,
You sent me the
hot
link
tip.
on that
Devonshire mixes. Butch Vig's mix of Nevermind before it got sent to Andy Wallace, the engineer, who put a gloss on it. Some people like it. Some people think it might have been a bit too glossy. Who gives a shit? I fucking love the Butch Vig mixes, and they breathe new life into the whole experience.
Butch Vig was an incredible producer for the time.
It was like, honestly, like hearing it again. Like hearing it for the first time again.
I know.
Butch Vig being obviously the drummer of Garbage.
Yes.
And a great producer.
We met a friend of Butch
we
Vig's,
met the best man at his wedding.
Yeah, the best
at
man
a
at his
pub
wedding.
in Bondi.
That was weird of all
And because I thought he was Ringo Starr.
That's right. I was wondering why we approached him.
I went up to him and asked him if he was Ringo Starr. What the fuck? It was pretty cut that night.
Great night, though.
It was a great night.
The stories that he was talking about.
And
because Garbage were also touring Australia.
That's what he was doing here.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he's hanging out with Butch.
Yeah.
I pity Butch wasn't there. I would have probably cried. I probably would have cried.
You would have just got a hard on died.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I would have died of a raging.
Can't blame you either if that situation.
It was a cool experience meeting Butch's best friend, and I asked him if he was from Milwaukee, I think it was, where Butch has Butch is from, is where his studio is. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was, and he was impressed by that.
It wasn't so much a question; it was a interesting little
factoid.
A little bit of factoid, I guess.
Hit it.
So
I
guess
know it.
my favorite song to answer you probably would be "Come As You Are." I know it's poppy and stuff, but
when you say poppy, you mean it's kind of it's a common answer. Like
I guess
because it's poppy. Nirvana is pop.
Yes.
It's just got distortion on it.
Yeah, it's not I kill myself and I want to die or territorial pissings level of
Yeah.
But I love that track. It's
fucking awesome. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Now most people would know the original the version that they knocked off was 80s from Killing Joke.
Yeah, it's the same riff.
Yep. The exact same riff, but faster. And Killing Joke tried to sue them for this.
Did they?
They did. They tried to. They were going to.
No, they were going
I think they were going to, but it was dropped before it reached court.
Yeah.
But interestingly enough, it was actually the Killing Joke actually covered it from The Damned, from one of their tracks.
Covered it or ripped it off?
Well, ripped it off, I guess would be the right wording.
Great.
So Come As You Are is a song with a riff based on 80s by Killing Joke, which is in turn a song based on a riff by The Damned, and I forgot the name of that song, sorry, but
nice
little factoid for the day.
There you go.
And it's actually a really good track. The Damned, very odd band because they're like hardcore punk, and then they turned into like The Cure later on in their career.
Yeah, well, I've heard of them. I'm not familiar though. Might check them out. Yeah, man, like
What would be your favourite?
Drain You.
Drain You. You were quick to respond.
Yeah, I do. I was thinking you would ask me this question. Drain You. Right, and it's it is. Yeah.
Drain You. Great.
Well, just the harmonies. I don't want to. I don't even want to speak to it because I won't do it justice.
Of course.
I fucking love that song. It's amazing.
So we have the three bands here. We have Oasis, Pixies, and we have Nirvana.
Shit, Chilli.
Have you come to a conclusion in regards to how you would set these ones?
Well, look, let's just get the easy one out of the way.
First of all, let me have a guess.
Yeah, please.
Okay. First one out of the way would be Nirvana to see live. All right. That's my
Nirvana to see live, meaning I could never listen to them again.
But to see the Nirvana live,
no, not worth it.
Not worth it.
No, not if I can't listen to them ever again. No way, man. No way. I don't know what I would do. I actually don't know what I would do if I could not listen to Nirvana again.
There we go.
You fucking idiot.
Fair enough.
Amateur
hour here. Okay, so what would be the list? Go for it.
I don't know, man. I do know, of course. I mean, look, but you're right. I mean, I'd love to see Nirvana live. I mean, I think that they, particularly when Pat Smear joined, who's now the Foo Fighters, obviously. I think that who we saw in the band Chris Novoselic, wasn't he? He was at the concert.
He was off stage.
He was off stage, and so was Lemmy, which is pretty epic. A different concert though.
Crazy.
Yeah,
but different thing.
Yeah, it's another day. This is one of those ones where, because I'm gonna have to. I'd love to see Nirvana, amazing. But I think that they're better on record than they were live. But having said that, I never saw them, and their energy is, from what I hear, dope. And they were, particularly with Pat Smear, they were like pretty tight. They sounded pretty good. But I just couldn't bear not listening to them again. Okay, because I listened to them pretty much on the daily.
It's like, I mean, given the chance to see, for example, the MTV Unplugged in person, front row, not listening. Well, you wouldn't be able to listen to that album though. Keep in mind, because that's a live record. You can listen to the studio side of things. Well,
it doesn't matter. I just no. I mean, I just think that. Yeah, I think one of the things for me is just that over the last fucking 20 years I've been listening to Nirvana is just the mythology as well. So it's kind of like keeping them, sort of like just
arm's reach.
Not arm's reach. It's
a bit beyond. Sorry.
Yeah, just sort of keep it like just something you can never see live. You've always known you could never see them. So I mean, I'm comfortable with that. I can just daydream about it and feel sick. As in awesome, thinking about how sick it would be to see them live. But I mean, I'm comfortable with the fact that we're going to see them live, and I would hate myself for and want to die. If I could never listen to them again. So that's that. This is a really hard one, actually. This is a question about who I want to see live. Noting I've seen Pixies live.
Yes.
I'm going to go.
Have you seen Oasis live?
No, no, I'm not. Ooh, man, I would fucking love to see them live.
Yes.
And I've seen the Pixies, but I mean, I look. What you're doing is you're being a prick, right? You're being a tosser because look. I have to listen to Nirvana. But if I could never listen to Pixies again, I'd be fucking pretty butthurt because I listen to them pretty regularly too.
Oh yeah.
So, what I'm going to do here is and I'm going to, I don't know, probably. Hate myself, want to die by making this decision and erasing the Pixies.
Wow.
Even those words leaving my mouth make me feel like a fuckwit. Because I am. But it's only to see Oasis live. And I could live without listening to their music again, because the lyrics are, they sometimes can be too cringeworthy.
Yeah, they could be a bit on nose. I guess.
But live would be just something else.
Wow. Okay, that's an interesting.
But having to raise the Pixies is fuck you, Chilli. It's not my fault. Don't hold it against me. It's his fault. That's how I'd land. Oh, okay, and it was. I mean, and honestly, I'm going to probably be frothing at the mouth on the next episode, like radically changing that decision, quite possibly. So
who knows? We'll have to wait and see what the next episode.
Well, Chilli, man, thanks for that, and also fuck you. This is what the thing. It's like you really.
And my choice as well on that one.
Well, you didn't give a choice.
No, I didn't give my choice.
Right, I was too busy beating myself up about my own.
You were so beating yourself up there. It would have been.
Yeah, sorry,
You're
Chilli.
still going on it. You're still.
I'm preoccupied.
Doz doesn't know if you.
This is
choice.
we all knew the fucking 90s would do this to me, right? It
Yeah.
just sent me into a fucking tailspin.
When we said the 90s, we knew Nirvana would probably be on that list.
Yeah.
But fuck me, the rest of them. As I said, like at the beginning of the episode, we didn't know. He didn't know. Sorry, that the others would be on this, and that was the hardest part for me, was coming up with the other two bands that could rival this. And I don't know.
You've done a good job.
To me, I'll be a bit controversial here probably, but I'll say Nirvana live.
Yeah, cool.
I would love to be there at.
Well, you can tell me all about it. Hopefully film it. And I kind of get a peripheral benefit of keeping them and also seeing them live, or closest I could go.
I would definitely say Nirvana live for me, and
Nice.
I would erase the Pixies.
Really?
To me,
Keep Oasis?
yeah, I see the Pixies were not a huge thing on me. I loved Oasis's first two albums.
So
Well, the rest of it's
this is
alright.
why, because you weren't a pretentious uni wanker.
Yep, that'll do it.
Yeah,
You went to
yeah.
uni. Apparently, you listened to the Pixies.
Well, when you pretend you're fully arty,
See, I was a tradie, and we listened to AC/DC and
and Oasis.
and Oasis.
Yeah. Well,
That's the magic.
You're the target audience. That's the.
Exactly right.
Oh God.
No, that was a good recording on that part. I liked that list. It was.
Yeah, it was a good list, but I to be honest with you, I'm glad it's done, because I feel weird about it.
You're ripping that Band-Aid off, and you're glad it's over now, huh?
Yeah, I'm ripping that Band-Aid off, and I think there's an infection.
I think we have to come back to this decade.
Travel, I don't know. We don't really want to do that. No, not right now. I need to get
Not
this
now.
infection sorted.
Yes.
Seeping wound. Yeah, I think there are definitely other bands in this era that now that we've got the
We've got
the
that
elephant
one.
in the room, Alice in Chains for
Yep.
you and Nirvana for me.
Correct.
We've got the elephant in the room. We've
Gone out
put
of
it
that
to sleep,
area.
put it in a tar pit.
There's so many more options on, especially this decade and a few others, of course, as to
Well,
choices that we can come
Not
with.
just decades.
Yeah. Genres, everything.
Yeah, there really is. I mean, yeah, we could even do something like best three-piece, best
Plenty of
best
options
yeah
out there,
yeah best
100%.
powered duo,
Yeah.
which has been we can thank Kurt Cobain for inventing those in the late night. Well, yeah.
More or less.
Yeah.
Solo artist, anything
Yeah.
like that.
Well,
There's so many
yeah.
other things out there.
Yeah.
Well, you have to go
Yeah,
over
best
that.
solo artist. Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But I'll say this, Doz. For the next episode that we have a very special guest coming on.
We have a guest.
We have
Someone's
a
joining
guest.
us.
Someone is joining us, and you will have to tune in to find out who that is.
Who's it going to be?
Oh, it's a mystery up until you find out.
Is it
isn't
Kurt Cobain?
It might be Kurt Cobain. Risen from the ashes or whatever.
Well, yeah.
Was he? No, it doesn't matter. Who cares?
You're going to quote Francis Farmer we'll have a revenge on Seattle.
No, I definitely wasn't. But okay.
This is why we can never go back to the 90s, I don't think.
No, not at all.
Well, I'm gonna go get some gum treatment, and we'll see Chilli and
We'll see you guys.
presuming I survive, and our special guest.
Indeed. So tune in, subscribe, make sure you like this video, and you can check out the video when it comes out, probably in about a 2 or 3 week gap, depending on how lazy I am at editing these things.
Well, yeah, I know he might be too busy just listening to all those Nirvana songs he's missed.
Yeah, catching up on it. It's been a long time since I played a bit of Nirvana, actually, so
Yeah, let's go.
might go
Let's do it. Let's have a beer and spin some tunes.
fuck oath.
Cheers.
Alright, everybody, you have a good day, alright? Stay spicy out there. Thank you for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please consider liking it and sharing it with your friends. And also don't forget to subscribe to our Chilli Con Carnage Crew to stay updated on our newest videos. We're also on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Live Listen Erase. Please join us on those media platforms for all kinds of updates and discussions regarding music. And as always, stay spicy.